All right, we are actually live on YouTube.
All right, there you go.
All
That's good
righty.
news.
So Solopreneurs room is kind of active on YouTube and my channel. Hopefully
Yeah.
will stay on so till Elon Musk kicks me out.
Uh, uh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the Starlink. You see, like soon as we mention Elon Musk, I think Starlink knows. What's going on in your neck of the world? What everybody's working on? What have you got coming out? What would you like to share?
Are you talking about
Uh,
what's going on in my neck of the world?
Give me 1/2 second here. There we go. Um, the uh, the viability of using email for businesses, and also the viability of using um, email for promoting your podcasts. I've had a lot of really good success with that as of late.
Nice. Tell us a little bit about that. What's going on?
Well, most businesses today are really turning to using podcasting for promoting their businesses, their sales, keeping in touch with people, and everything else going on. So it's very, very helpful to do. Can you hold on just 1 second?
Sure, sure, can you? No worries. You were saying something, Barb. I didn't hear you.
I don't think Barb's in, but
Okay.
she should be coming in. But yeah, so what it is businesses now are turning to podcasting to promote their products and their businesses and so forth. But uh, if you have the right platform with the right questioning and everything else, a podcast can really help loan credibility to your business, to your enterprise, to whatever you're doing. And I think that is uh, that's what every business now today is doing. They're all moving and gravitating towards podcasting. Now, being able to use an email system like ours that can embed an actual podcast in the email, so that if you write a topic or subject of your email that people find interesting, when they click there, they can listen to the entire or just a snippet of the podcast right there inside of your email. That reaches so many people, and that is one of the most popular things that people do. Now, there's a downside to that. When somebody watches a podcast, no matter who the hosting service is, when somebody watches a podcast through the email, it does not register as a view of that podcast or a listen of that podcast. It doesn't register it because it's pulling the entire thing through your email. So I talked to a couple people that I help promote their podcast, and by being able for them to have little snippets of their podcast on, and it directs them to where the actual podcast is hosted, be a Podbeam or what have you. They can go right to those podcasts, and that's when they get people viewing the entire podcast. But yeah, I think that our email marketing system is really suited well for podcasters. And I think that people that are listening to this or watching this or something else may want to try it. Get in touch with me. My email's down here in the bottom of my name. Just copy that or write it down and send me an email saying you'd like to try your hand at podcasting. I have a complete podcast platform that you can even try. So yeah, definitely definitely think about it as a way to promote your business, which is a very cost-effective way of promoting your business.
Yeah,
So,
podcast is very powerful. You could say because it's conversational and not promotional thing, and
right.
most people kind of obviously as like I don't know I'm saying this about for myself. Like when I receive a podcast to listen, I don't reject it like I would reject a webinar, for example.
Hmm.
Because in
Hmm.
webinar,
Yeah.
automatically you gotta get pitched. On a podcast, you expect to kind of like, least take a negative information that you could learn from, or least be usable thing that to kind of know, even kind of get to know the people. Podcast definitely
I,
is, you could say, is personal radio station nowadays,
exactly.
and
Exactly.
it's powerful.
Well, I think that here's the now there's a couple different things. There's still a lot of audio podcasts out there, but that is the I guess downside of podcasting because people like using just the audio podcast. But if you have a system like our podcast platform that we have that uses a tool so that you can do an actual video podcast with guests, with entry rooms where people can pop in the room and ask you questions while you're doing it. You can bring multiple people in and have open conversation. There's just so much more you can do with a video podcast than you can with an audio podcast. And the beauty of that is when you host that on a video platform such as YouTube podcast and you host a video podcast there, not only do you bring in the power of all those people coming to YouTube searching for stuff, but you also include yourself in the Google search. So if you do a podcast on a topical item that people are searching, they'll be able to find your podcast and it's there for people to find and people to use. I think once businesses start realizing the power of that, particularly service businesses, realize the power of that. Now, I do a podcast for a woman based in Canada who does a finance and using your finances or explaining how financing works, primarily to younger folks, kids that are just getting out of college, out of university, and have their first job and want to start saving up for their first car or first apartment, first house, and so forth. But it's all in French. The entire podcast is in French and she wants me to help promote that for her so that we can do a French Canadian podcast to French Canadian youth that are looking to how do I start building wealth for myself so eventually I can buy a house, get a car, get married, do whatever, and that is important. So, so many people fail to realize the international reach that to the entire world once you offer it as a podcast. So, particularly on a platform like YouTube, just uh,
I mean,
just
with
lends
with
itself very
with the
well.
system that we have is, I think, is kind of give you best of the both worlds. That you could be audio if you want, and you could be on a video if you want.
Exactly, it opens those doors totally up for you to decide which way you want to go. And if you wanted to repurpose that podcast through our system, you can do that with a product out there like CapCut. It is a very easy to use video editing program. So I think you have a lot, really a lot of opportunities and a lot of doors open to using our platform, our podcast platform, our promotional platform. Um, I just think it's a good end-to-end solution for those people that are out there, because unfortunately, the one person who I do offer podcast promotion for, their link in the email goes to, I think it's Podbean is who they're using for hosting their podcast. They don't have any idea how many people viewed their podcast unless they call me up and they say how many people clicked on the podcast link, and I have to tell them, you know. And another fellow whose podcast I do for he and his partner, they thought they had a really good it's a history podcast. They thought they had a really good podcast that was really good when 12 people would view their history podcast. And when I started promoting them, the very first podcast I promoted for them went up over 100 listens to the podcast. And the guy could not believe it. The next week, or 2 weeks later, he came out with a special edition of a podcast that he had. And I promoted that for them as well, too. And that was when they were contacted by their first sponsor, who said, yeah, I'd like to sponsor your podcast. And so they get a quick little audio commercial at the beginning of the podcast. And then at the end, they say this podcast is brought to you by, and they mention the sponsor's name with a link in the comments. And that's what they do. The guy couldn't believe it that in a matter of a few short weeks, he was able to go from a podcast where only a handful of people listen to actually having somebody pay him money. Every month he does a podcast. And he said, if I could get a couple more sponsors, I could do this full time. And that is what can happen if you have a podcast, if you have products to sell, and if you have something that has some kind of mass appeal. So I think that if you're out there and you're watching this and you're thinking about maybe doing a podcast, you definitely need to get in touch with me or get in touch with one of the other people in the group. Right, Evan?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not just about if they have one, they can also kind of create one from basically blank slate, so to speak, because the tools are there, makes it easier. And even if they do not have a publishing platform, like paid platform like Podbean, for example, YouTube is free. That you can make a channel just like we are doing right now, and utilize the tool, basically record your stuff and upload that. And like you mentioned, like there's tools like a CapCut, or myself, I've been using Camtasia for so long, Camtasia, or even Windows Movie Maker, so to speak, for simple edit stuff.
Right.
And it's pretty easy that anybody really can do that. And
right.
That's the
and
key.
even YouTube offers some editing tools in it. Consider as well, but the tools are there. I did have a fella who also had my service and had me promote his podcast for him, and he called me up the next week. We were part of the same group, the same network group, and as we were there in the network group, and they said, "Does anybody want to say anything about how this week was and what went on this week?" And the guy said, I've had my podcast for 5 years. I have almost 300 episodes over the past 5 years that I've been doing my podcast. Today, I was approached by a company called Spreaker. And I actually made my first internet money off my 5-year-old podcast on Spreaker.
Nice.
And he said, I couldn't believe it. It was so easy. And someone in the group said, well, how many people came to your email? And he said, when you have your email promoted by a company like my company, what I do, when you have it promoted by someone, he said, even though I've been doing this podcast, I had maybe 25, 30 people a week that listen to my podcast. Now I got a couple hundred.
Right.
And when I only had 25, 30 people a week listen to my podcast, Spreaker didn't even care who I was. Now I have a couple hundred people a week that tune into podcasts. Now Spreaker has opened up their eyes and said, okay, and I actually made money. He said, granted, it wasn't very much money. He said it was less than $10 that I made. But that compared to nothing I had made in the past only shows that a good idea for a podcast delivered to a specific area or even cold email or out to people that are looking for podcasts will generate revenue for you. It'll generate revenue and it gives you the freedom to do what you want to do and talk about what you want to talk about. So yeah, this tying together bulk email sending with the ability that No Limit Emails has to include a snippet of your podcast in the actual email so they get to see what they're going to be talking about is a bonus. You can't beat that. There's nobody else out there that does that I'm aware of. There's nobody else because anywhere else you'll have a link to someone's snippet of their podcast and it takes you out of the email. So now you're gone. And how many of us have opened up an email where they see a person's name and their contact information and their little information card? Now you lost that. Now you have to remember, where did I get that from again? Oh, yeah, in my email. Then you have to go back and email. And some people will be in their email that when they leave the email, it erases all the emails that have been read. So all your read emails are gone. A lot of businesses are set up that way that have corporate emails. It erases any emails you've read unless you've saved them in a special folder. So yeah, that happens, but there's still a lot to be made out there with podcasting.
And again, it's like some of what kind of I also kind of see really. Lots of the podcaster, they want to be also continuing broadcasters.
Right.
And they do not have a platform that can allow them have like this kind of panel discussions as on a continuum like a TV does.
Right.
And they didn't have like, obviously since then, like we knew that with Me Tool, now literally anybody can be a continuum broadcaster or audio podcaster or video podcaster, vice versa. And as well as obviously embed the elements when you are live in your blog, in your email, even like basically when you're live, you post a link in here, for example, you post this room link to Facebook. The link itself on the Facebook will show the live UI as like just you sharing the basically YouTube video. It's pretty interesting. It was really nice, flexible, you could say multifaceted way that you could position one piece of content at least 3 different ways in a way, which is another kind of like elements that normally you'll have to buy this tool or the other tool or the other tool to try to really accomplish this. And I think is really, really flexible. As you can see, we just launched the room. We went live on YouTube with it, and you can have a panel. Anybody can join the panel.
Right.
And then you have also, you could say, breakaway private rooms you can utilize. And really flexibility is just, I personally haven't seen with many other kind of, you could say, streaming tools. As you know, StreamYard does decent enough job as a kind of create panel.
Yeah, but you know what? StreamYard is a bit glitchy sometimes.
It's glitchy and also time limited as well. Like
exactly, you're limited. And if you're using Zoom, you're limited to 1 hour max. Anything over there is lost. But with this, it's virtually unlimited. The thing I like about this system or this platform for doing panel podcasts like we're doing now, you have everybody that's open in a window, but you could also have a producer who's producing the show who's hidden off that nobody else sees because they've hidden their thing there. But they're able to talk to and communicate with all the people that are in the podcast.
And the chat and
And they
everything,
can,
yeah.
yes, yes, and they can send a private message to them, say, your part's coming up now, you need to talk about this. So a producer actually becomes the podcast show director. Now the history podcast that I promote has two guys that run it. One guy is the on-air personality, the interviewer. The other guy is the back operations type guy. And then they oftentimes have a special guest with them that the interviewer asks some questions of. Well, they could use this system to do the entire podcast and also promote it. Now, the other guy that does the production of it, he releases video shorts of what the podcast is about.
Gentlemen,
And
Yeah, well,
oh,
if I
hello,
could just
Barbara.
interrupt, my husband has mentioned dinner, but I will come back.
all right, Bob.
All right,
One
very
Fine.
good,
We'll be hanging
you.
out.
very good.
You enjoy your dinner.
All right. So what it does is it allows them to go into a lobby, a waiting room, wait there. The producer meets them in the waiting room and says, okay, I'm going to bring you in at this certain part of the show. Then the producer can cut into the actual show and say, hey, Joe, we have a guest coming in, and type it into them. And they open up the email and say, oh, yeah, we have our guest here now who's joining us now. Click the button and let them come into the meeting room. And make it visible. You can do that in this system, which is a real interesting thing. But Evan, here's the big thing that this system does. All you need to run this is a browser. If you have a browser on your cell phone, you can run this from your cell phone,
Yep.
from your laptop, from a PC, from any digital device that has a camera and a microphone and a web browser. You can use this, whether it's Android, whether it's Apple, whether it's Samsung, doesn't matter. You got a browser, you got audio, you got video, you can run video. And so what happened is this guy actually did an interview of a guy who was using his phone. He was the expert. He was doing the Q&A on a phone, and the other guy was doing his interview from his laptop. So he was in his studio in the laptop. The producer was listening to it, and it was done very, very professionally. And everybody said it was really, really good. It was really great. So yeah,
And the other really good advantage of this is you can record everything records on your local device, so you don't need to go to third-party server to download something.
right. You don't have to go to some Apple iCloud to download it or anyway. It is local on your PC, on your local device. And when you manipulate it, when you go in and edit it, you're editing it from right inside your machine, not a third-party site. We have to download it and then edit it and upload. Nope, all that's done from your one source.
Yeah, that is
So,
like, for
yeah.
me, is very big, you could say, time saver. And
Mhm.
also, like, really, you could say, because I'm a little bit security conscious person, so safety reason is kind of immense, because you really don't know when you're downloading something from other servers, what it attached to, what it does, what is tracking is kind of being added to that specific content. As you know, everything we do on, let's say, Google or Apple or whatever, they always have that like pixel embedded. You really don't see, you don't really kind of know.
Exactly.
And on this case, you really don't have anything in that nature, so to speak, to kind of really clean file that basically like what we're doing right now. It just is you and the device. There's no one in the middle, like, and that itself is very, very kind of, you could say, very beneficial. If you want to do the private conversation, you can do that. If you want to do the conversation that you want to publish publicly, that you can do. And that is another, really, you could say, elements normally you don't get with many other streaming places that you go to try stream. For example, let's say we just kind of go and stream with Zoom.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
we do and record on Zoom richly is not belong to you. It is belong to
Right.
them. Like, because they have
Yep.
the copyrights, they have a tracker, they have also the things on this elements. And
Mhm.
that itself obviously will
Yeah.
hamper you down the road if you commercializing this, making lots of, let's say, traction with it. They can
Right.
say, well, we can't claim a copyright on this because you're using our UI doing something. And that's
Yep.
really lots of podcasters and obviously TV streamers, YouTube streamers, even gamers on Twitch. They don't really
Mhm.
realize kind of like really that is the content they're producing. Actually, the copyright belong to
Mhm.
someone else instead of them.
Right.
And that's like
Right.
that's the big difference between like obviously using open source thing that really like whoever builds it makes it just open to the public, that really there is no catch, there is no data leakage or capture, there is
Right.
no cookies, there is no ads, there is nothing that interrupt, right?
Right.
And that's the again, and many other tools I don't see like all of these elements.
They don't have it. Yeah. They don't offer that.
Yeah, so
It's like,
like that is for me is like one of the big wins. You could say like just opening a tool instantly doesn't hit you say accept our cookies.
mhm.
You know, like
Mhm.
as you know, when you accept cookies, you don't know how many companies that you agreed to sell your data to or they sell your data to. And
Yep.
that is again is like one of the, as you know, like one of the area that ourself is very conscious about, where we
Mhm.
go, what we click, what we download, you know, and all this kind of stuff to try to just stay safe on the internet, to be honest, like majority
Right.
of stuff. And lots of podcasts is obviously like they don't have this kind of tools. They don't
Mhm.
have a literally browser base that they could just open the browser and record conversation with someone, unless they use, I don't know,
Mhm.
third-party tools. As we know, like literally we have a mobile phone with camera and microphone, so you literally could be anywhere, as long as you got the internet or anywhere, you can kind of literally be live in the internet, which is for me is kind of really huge, you could say, when especially when you get stuck somewhere and you can't speak to someone,
Mhm.
and or you are in it, let's say time
Mhm.
restricted, and you just got the moment you want to have a few minute conversation with someone, you want to really record it for not just
Yeah.
publish it but really just for your own record keeping, for example.
Records. Right.
And
Right. Because what'll happen, particularly if you enter into an agreement and you're doing a sales call with somebody, say, and you're going to talk about a contract for services that you're going to render them, being able to record that's going to be very, very helpful to you. That if that client is in breach of contract, you could say, look, I can send you the actual video where you agreed to that. It's good. It's good to have as a backup. And another feature about a product that Evan talked about or brushed about briefly, if you take that raw content that you download and save to your hard drive, and you use CapCut to edit it, CapCut has an AI function that will remove all the blank spaces and all the dead air from your podcast. And if you're doing a podcast using Zoom, how much of your podcast is wasted on blank air? Because you're only given an hour. You're not given an hour and a half or 2 hours or 3 hours. You're giving 60 minutes period done, and you're kicked off. You're booted off. So
here is another good thing with this, Chris. Like right
mhm.
now, as you can see, my internet signal is very, very low, so I switch my camera off. And I am
Yeah.
streaming through the same tool with a single bar on a Wi-Fi.
Mhm.
And I'm not keep juttering or kind of like voice doesn't go disappear. The actual signal is not disconnecting. But honestly, I do have one single bar of signal
Mhm.
that I am streaming through the tool to the YouTube, and YouTube is more heavier. And the notification I had was from the YouTube, basically
Mhm.
say we don't receive enough data from you. So I switched my camera off. Now YouTube's like kind of gone straight again, as normal, says is good.
Mhm.
But in the tool itself, I don't have that issue really. Like, I mean, I can switch my camera on the tool, for example, just like now,
Mhm.
as you can see,
Mhm.
is on the top, the bar is green. Like I am
Uh,
pushing, and
Evan, are you recording this at all, Evan, or not?
yeah, this is recorded on YouTube.
Okay. Can you click making yourself or making me the primary speaker to show what the screen looks like, and we'll record that?
I am not even
Just
the
by
mod
double
in
click.
here. Is Barbara is the mod?
I don't know if you can do that again, huh?
No.
Let me.
You probably be able to record, but you are not mod in the room. So is Barbara is mod? Barbara has the control of the room, Chris, not me. But you muted, by the way.
On my picture, on my little box,
Yeah,
double click on it to make me the primary box.
like this.
Yeah, and you're on the right hand side. Now you're one of the boxes on the right hand side of the screen,
Yeah, I am.
and I'm in the center. Yeah. So you can do a primary interview with multiple people on the right side of the screen,
Yeah, yeah.
and the main speaker who's answering the questions in the center of the screen.
Yeah, and also like when you do that, when somebody else kind of talking like I am now, it doesn't change the person and focus unless you change it, which is really good
Right.
control tool.
Hmm.
Like Zoom normally will change that automatically,
Right.
and we
Right.
used to have it on this, but we wanted really, like you could say, main stage if it's been selected, not to be
Hmm.
manipulated by the few people that's speaking, to jump like back and forth type of thing. So
Right.
that was one thing we actually tuned in this tool. It's like literally you select the, let's say, person that you want to be on the display, and the rest of
Yeah.
them will be on the side chat. And of course, right now I'm not mod in the room, but whoever's like mod on the room, you can mute everybody and just leave the speaker on, so to speak. And it's
Yeah.
literally is very nice, kind of, you could say, nice, controllable tool for, especially if you got hundreds, even thousands of people on this, on the kind of conversation. And
Right.
and let's say you had a paid guest or sponsored, title sponsored
Hmm.
guest, you want them to be kind of like on the focus point. And this is, I think, really, really good, you could say, good function to have. As you know,
Hmm.
like when they do the TV stuff, like the TV, just one camera constantly focus on, let's say, main headline sponsor. If the person on the stage, if it's
Hmm.
person on the seat talking. In this case, we just wanted, yeah, the same manner of the TV camera that focused on a, you could say, one specific, let's say, visual. And
Hmm.
this is what really, like, really nice to kind of have. Also, when you're recording your screen, for example, uh,
Hmm.
and and you want that share to be full screen so the other people can see, this is also works for that pretty nicely. And
Now, I'm the primary speaker on your thing, right,
yep,
Evan?
yep.
Now I want to cut over to talk about something that we're going to watch. And is that video could be played?
Did you say video? You were sharing video?
Yeah.
Because
Why
you're
did that?
not mod, maybe didn't share.
Yeah. Oops. Cannot be played. Yeah.
Put it in the chat. Let me try, Chris.
Yeah, give me a second here. I'll put it in the chat. It's YouTube. So
So
I don't know if that's going to mess your stuff up, will it?
no, like if I can share it, I can share it.
Okay, it's
So
over there.
let me just open this in a new tab. Like when I click on the video, says is not available, Chris.
Okay,
That's
that may
why
be.
that's why it's not playing.
Okay,
So it says this program is blocked in your area, viewing restricted in my area.
okay,
So I don't know why,
okay.
because obviously YouTube probably see me I'm under 16 or something.
Could be, could be. Let me see if I can just grab something real quick.
But the
Here.
other
Oh,
thing
maybe
is,
because it's
the other thing is, if it plays in your end, you can actually play it in a share screen with audio, and that way you can still play to us.
right,
But
right.
as you know, when we
So,
play the audio, when we are streaming to YouTube, and also we don't want to break the copyrights in YouTube. So YouTube also
right,
blocks
right.
certain things. So, but
Yeah,
obviously that link is now on the panel chat, as people can see. In my area, I can't really open that. It says to me, this video is unavailable, which is okay. I really don't know
yeah,
why.
yeah,
I mean, YouTube now, I'm right now on YouTube live streaming, and I'm not 16 years old.
yeah.
But that
All
could be
right.
because of
I got.
age restriction, though.
Yeah, I want to try this one more time for me and see. Here we go.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, look.
that plays. Oh, dear. That is funny.
So I'm talking to you and I'm explaining to you this video that you're watching on YouTube. And I could show you a clip from a press conference I may have had where I'm defending my issue, but I'm talking as you hear the video as well too.
Yep.
So okay, there was a dog. Here comes a lab who's carrying this big giant stick to his owner. And here comes a dog carrying a hockey stick. There we go. And there you go. There's another black lab trying to get. So I'm going to stop the video now. But you can see where that would come in quite handy to do stuff like that.
Oh, for reactional
You know,
video is just really is amazing. Like you can do
yeah.
reactional videos. You can obviously do just reactional video. You could record or direct live stream is pretty nice.
Hmm. Yep. So that is really a possibility. You stop it, it's done. But you can do that from
I'm
YouTube.
back,
You can
by
do
the
it.
way, guys, but I
Oh,
need to make
okay.
a phone call.
Okay, Barb.
You missed our whole presentation, Barb, but that's okay. We'll get it when you come back. All right.
Hmm.
So, yeah, but I mean, now you can't do that with other podcast networks out there because Evan's interviewing me. I'm in the primary window. I'm going to talk about what I like, which are dogs carrying giant stick videos. I can play it for you and still comment on it as the video is playing. And you're hearing the video audio on that as well, too. So if you're doing a review video you're watching something and giving a comment or reaction video, you could do all that at one time. And it's really simple.
Let's say they just wanted to really record a short 1 minute video.
Yeah,
They can, right? Let's say
yeah,
they want to record 5 minutes video, they can. And let's say they want to just record 30-second video, they can.
they can. Yep,
And let's
yep,
say they record 10 hours video, they can.
they can.
And
Yep.
it's kind of a pretty really like amazing tool. As you know, like over the years we've been in many kind of like live discussions and live panels, live talks. We used many different type of live places that we could go and have a kind of group talk, group gathering
Yep.
together. Over decades we done that.
Yep.
And based on my own kind of experience of doing these things, kind of like gathering ideas, gathering, uh, you could say, what is most flexible way and what is most beneficial way for myself to kind
Mhm.
of be on the internet, record stuff,
Mhm.
talk to people, without like literally tool kicking you out just because like your hours up or your 40 minutes up.
Mhm.
And over
Mhm.
the decades, to be honest, some conversation who had such a great point, and then that great point you want to hear, you've been cut off and dropped off. It was like, as you know,
It's
it
gone.
drives you crazy. So
Mhm.
this is the stuff like was happening most of the other live streaming places that kind of I used and hang out with,
Mhm.
and we just couldn't really see anything that could give us more extended time, like just don't hit us with a hockey stick. Let us just kind
Mhm.
of like carry on and we can shut it down when we want it, so to speak. Nobody was doing that for anybody. And
Right.
this is again like one of those areas I think is very important people missing, because we literally don't have right now on the surface web any tool that really gives you the whatever it is you want to do, not the tool want to do.
Right.
And that
Right.
is that is kind of really where the big difference in here with this specific way of podcasting or recording audio or recording lesson or sharing, just
Yep.
like Chris does, sharing a screen. You saw something fun yesterday,
Mhm.
well, instead
Yeah.
of instead of kind of waiting around to share or go to the social media, you share it then and there with your friends. I mean, right
Right.
now I could be playing game and sharing my screen with you.
Right.
You
Exactly. If you're doing Twitch, it's what
Yeah,
this can replace that. Hey, quick question for you. What is the link to the live that you're showing right now on YouTube?
it
I want to see
is
if I could view it
the
in
live
the
on the
chat.
YouTube is
Yeah.
the
Oh,
one.
oh.
It is in my YouTube channel. Let me get it for you, Chris. It is should be this YouTube. Open a new tab. All right, is here in the chat.
All right.
So we are on there.
All right.
But the
Copy.
actual live link, it is in YouTube live chat. It is pinned in live chat, and if somebody wants to jump into the panel, they can. It is solopreneur rooms. They can join us in a conversation, and
Yeah.
is that is like not is not just
Okay.
specifically for us. Anybody can jump in.
Mhm.
Nice, huh?
Is that you or is that me? That's me. Do that.
Yeah, you are on
Yeah.
the
I mean, I'm looking at it now.
streaming
There's
well.
just a little bit of a time delay. Yeah, you're streaming real well.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
little bit
on the
time
I'm on
delay
the
till
chat.
we end the stream. After stream ended, that time delay obviously disappears. Right now,
Mhm.
I am streaming. Uh, I'm streaming to YouTube through another room and through another room. Like literally, I have a two different version of Meet available. Like, and I'm streaming through that to YouTube without using OBS or without using
Yeah.
StreamYard, and with basically just elements of the Meet No Limit emails. Uh,
Right.
Literally, I cannot stream with OBS because literally having a very low signal internet, As you know,
Mhm.
like I've been trying to do the live stream for quite a few years, and has always given me problems, especially on YouTube side. It was kicking me out, it's dropping streams. I could not really do the good tune up that my voice is synced with what I was kind of showing. And
Mhm.
in the end, we kind of like end up like using a Meet instead. Like I've been using a Meet now nearly about 5 6 months, and
Yeah.
with very very low internet, and sometime I can go live just like you say on my phone, and
Right.
I could be anywhere,
Right.
like literally live you could stream. And I really like the tool that really doesn't take bandwidth out of your normal CPU or GPU. It just uses very minimal, you could say, minimum bandwidth and a weight on the browser. But currently, this
Yep.
browser weight that we are streaming to is around 170 MB, and
Mhm.
is a lot less than actual, you could say, Google itself or
Yeah.
Chrome, and
Yeah.
as well as a lot less than Edge. With live streaming, having that really low memory usage, I think is really good, for especially if somebody in my situation with very very low signal and internet
Yeah.
is literally kind of on the lost. I have a one single bar on a Starlink, and
Mhm.
it's not on 5G either, like 5G normally, but stronger. But in this case, I'm just using 2.4G, and is right now still very stable. As you know, like you talking, there is no delay between your kind of word to me through the room. But somebody's watching on YouTube, just landed on YouTube, that delay also is not there directly. It's just because we can see it ourselves. We streaming, when we open it is a little bit delayed, and it's a really really nice cool tool. You muted, Chris.
Yeah, when you're on the same channel as the moderators, as the producers, and as the interviewers, be it on a phone or laptop or whatever, there's no delay. It's only delayed when everything is brought back together into YouTube and then sent out live through YouTube. I think they have to have some kind of time delay on that by the FCC regulation as well. So if there's some copyright stuff, it can, I've watched some videos that people have had, compilation videos and review videos, when there was music playing in the background and the whole entire interview went muted because it was copyright infringements. So you have that. But hey, unfortunately, I have to leave now. I don't know if Barb's going to be coming back and joining us or not, but I will. I will definitely try to contact you guys tomorrow. I'll be back in watching the thing, and if you're watching this, please do contact me. You've got my information there. It's moamerica.com, and I'll be more than happy to help bring you in or help it to see where it goes. Okay,
All right, Chris, thank you for being here.
very
Yeah, we
good.
will stay live for a bit, see who else pops in. I'm going to send a few
Yeah,
invitations to a few people, see who else kind of can jump in and
there
have
you
a
go.
chime in. As
There you
it
go.
is,
All
the
right.
room is public, so it's available to everybody. But uh,
Yeah,
good to have a Friday chat in
good
here,
to talk to you, Evan.
and hopefully,
Very good.
like,
I'll talk to you guys. Yeah,
hopefully, we'll speak to Doug very soon. I hope he's
yeah.
okay. Yeah,
I
sure.
hope he's all
Take
right
care,
too.
Chris. No
Talk
worries.
to you in a while. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Yeah, we are still live, by the way. I'm just sending few invites, see if there's any friends about to come and chat with us. YouTube says we still live, is going on pretty good. But I don't know, did I lose a YouTube panel? No, we are good here. It says, yeah, I think it's good. But I just need to refresh YouTube. It is my internet, really. My internet is a bit slow, but it's all right. We know we are not slow in the room. Alrighty. But we've been live on YouTube for how long? For about an hour. It really is amazing to have a pretty amazing experience with the tools. Yeah, this is like joining a tab. Run split view. Separate views. Somehow Google keep adding like all the tabs together and join them together for no reason. I don't know why is even that function exists, to be honest. What's the purpose for it? Obviously, people talking about Google I/O, new agentic era for AI. Google product substantiality, that's a big word. It says they're more powerful than anything else before. Of course, Yossi Mattis is obviously, we all know, if you really don't know who this, he's like vice president of Google and head of Google search. He leads the team driving the search from the, you could say, machine learning and algorithmic models they keep implementing. Google search obviously is not going anywhere, but it's changing drastically. I don't know, like, really, when I'm looking at Google AI Studio, pretty interesting stuff happens in there. Yoshi's publications, let me just see if so this is one of those areas that you can read quite a lot of stuff if you are interested in what Yoshi is kind of publishing stuff. And as you know, somebody at Google always interests me. And maybe you don't know this place existed, but I will share it here. just a second and in the chat. So you can deep dive on that. It's very, very interesting. Like, who is who in the AI world of things, especially in what is Yoshi and other people are talking about and doing stuff. And I hope you kind of dig that out. And let's see what else going on in here. Lots of new stuff on Google Studio. But some of the stuff that's still on the Google Studio, I personally can't use them. So some of the Gemini 3 and Gemini Flash, pretty interesting. And also like the idea of the projects ready to remix. So that is very, very interesting if they actually bring the new code base into it. That'd be very nice. Especially on a Firebase. I mean, I did play around with Firebase, to be honest. It was when launched, but I haven't been on there for quite a while. I don't know what improvement they done, to be honest. I have not been on Firebase quite a while. Seems some improvements. Let's go to the console and have a look, see. The previous project that I made it, they wiped out. There's lots of share projects appearing in there. So this is something I worked on about Firebase quite a while ago. Firebase Studio will be sunset. This is interesting. So the new workspace creation will be disabled starting June 2022, 26, but you will be able to access project Firebase Studio will be sunset on March 22 to 27, after which you will no longer be able to access the product. Move your projects to Google AI Studio or Google anti-gravity to continue building. I don't know. I have not really used anti-gravity. I don't know how good that will be. I mean, I was expecting the Firebase to go away, to be honest. So it's a long way off comparison. I don't know, like V0 or Bolt or Lovable or some of the other open source kind of code projects. Google anti-gravity. Let's have a look. Download. I don't know. Why should I download? Let me have a look. I mean, according to them, says agent model access to the Gemini Flash 3.5, Gemini 3.1, Pro Gemini 3 Flash, including Sonnet and Opus 4.6, and GPTOS. Let's just have a look at documentation and see what's. So we know anti-gravity is going to be, you could say, Google developer and builder. Seems Google AI Pro, Google AI Ultra organizations. I don't know, like they productize this. To be honest, I don't know what is the API price charge. So let's, what does it do? How much does it price charge? They don't show. I have to use ChatGPT to find out. Pricing, you have a pricing page, but they don't show anything, which is kind of ominous.
I'm back.
Welcome back. We're still live. Welcome back. Hello. Where can you hear us? Hello, welcome back.
Can you?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you. And solopreneur. Okay, opening chat. Hang on. Helps if I have my glasses. Okay. Right. I don't see myself. No, I see myself, but I don't see Chris.
Yeah, Chris left.
And I can't hear you. Where's Chris? Is he still here?
No,
The
he's gone.
YouTube thingy is not showing him.
One second.
Make you moderator there. Sure. Let me do that. Wait, moderator where? Okay, hang on. Well, not moderator in Solopreneur, I don't think. Let me see. Nope. Come on, ding dongs. Why are you doing this to me? And no. No. Okay. I see what the issue is.
All right.
Okay. Moderation coming up.
All right. Thank you.
Did I like misspell
So you can hear me now?
anything? Because I don't see Chris here at all.
No, Chris has left now.
Wait, Moosies.
Chris has left. We are just going to end live stream.
Everybody
on
should
YouTube.
be moderators now. Oh, Chris left? Okay, let me reload again. Well,
Did you come back?
nope. Hello, hello?
Hello.
Nope. Can't hear you. I'm on edge as well, and that's weird because I was hearing you before. All right, let me try something else. I will try opera. I will not try opera. I don't know why opera doesn't like me.
Let me refresh myself. Can you hear me now?
That's just how to use opera, so that's not it.
Can you hear me though?
Let's try your old favorite.
I can hear you. Can you hear me on any of the rooms? Strange.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
That's strange. This
What?
should be coming from Barb's server Chrome. Let me log out of the other one. Somebody put me out of my misery, please.
I am back. Can you hear me?
Hello, hello.
Hello. Why can't we hear you?
Hello, hello. Can't hear anybody?
I can hear
Reload.
you. You can't
Hello, 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 hello.
hear me.
You're not hearing me at all. So, okay, let me try my laptop then. Back in 5.
Anyways, it's been
Come on,
interesting.
Mushies.
So we're going to end YouTube. This can be pretty interesting. And this is Public Square. And this is our YouTube. And